Uh, 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 uh,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Da.
Baby, ooh, dee, ba, da, do, ga, ja.
Yo, welcome to the podcast. I'm Yong.
And I'm Julian.
Welcome to Dive In, the podcast.
The podcast.
Exactly. Today's a special day. And actually, wait, before we get to that, why are we doing this?
Actually, today is the day Shooting Star releases. Actually, it releases in about an hour and 20 minutes now.
Yes, so
And
that's going to be exciting.
yeah, I'm really excited about that, actually.
Yeah.
It's, less than 2 hours away now.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's funny because I wrote the song a year ago, though. And it like almost exactly a year ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
I think it was made on the 17th
of
of November.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like really close to the day
Wow.
that it was made.
That's crazy. No.
This guy. Okay. Yeah. But for real.
No, that's really cool. I mean, we kind of know the backstory behind it, but do you want to give a sort of a backstory of how this song came to fruition?
Yeah. So, wait, how detailed do I have to get?
You don't have to name names.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do I put the setting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
up to
will.
you. Yeah,
I
that's
will.
up to you.
I won't disclose like where the location is, but I'll say we're in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I hope she doesn't know. Like,
Yo,
like,
keep it ambiguous, you know?
Okay. So I was in this room, and there was like a bunch of people there. There's probably like maybe 40, 50 people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this person that I haven't seen before, but she kind of caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I wonder who that is. And then like my friend was like, oh, dude, check that girl out.
Check that girl out.
It was like she's like, not like check that girl, but I say, what Toki Baba? Like she was like, she looks like your type.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, wait, who? And I looked, and that's like when I first saw her.
Yeah.
But like it's not like we had any mutual friends or anything, so there was no way for me to actually like get to know her or like talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of those things where I was like kind of not frustrated, but I was like, okay, like how I don't even know her name. Like I don't know who she is. Like I have no idea who this person is. And I was like, dude, how am I ever gonna see this person again? Like I don't know her name. I don't know anything about her. And it reminded me of like a shooting star where you can wish upon it, but you can never have it, right? It's one of those things where it always looks beautiful. You were always looking for it in the skies, and we're looking upon the stars and, hoping that we see one.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was kind of like 존재 to me.
That figure.
Yeah, that figure to me, where even if I wanted to see her, I didn't know how I was going to see her. There was no way for me to see her. It was just very lucky of me on that day
To see her.
Yeah, to see her.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of just writing that down in the lyrics as just for fun, really. I wasn't even planning on releasing the song, and so but I just kind of just started writing and writing. But shout out to this girl because I was on like a very long songwriting hiatus. It was like almost like a 3-4 year hiatus.
Wow.
And through her, it started this whole like falling in love with music and songwriting again. So this song is actually holds a pretty like special place in my heart because it was like it's what brought me out of
The rut.
Yeah, the rut. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. This mic keeps going down, so sorry guys.
No, that's great. Like I already knew the story, but I think your audience really deserves to hear like the backstory of that.
Yeah, it's funny. I talked about it in a different interview that I did when Dive In came out, and it's funny because you know how even for Shooting Star, even at the end, it never really works out. Like it never, like you know what I mean. Like once you see it, it's gone.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it is to me now, even like to this day, where there's no really way for me to ever really see her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
how life works.
No, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. I think before we kind of dove right into the podcast and stuff, but I did want to get to the whole thing of why we're doing this in the first place. It's for your audience and for new viewers and all this stuff, for a way for fans of Julian to basically get to know him more, get to just sort of relax, feel like we're having a cup of coffee together, and just just chat with the boys kind of thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so we just had this idea to have sort of a long form content in a world where everything's super fast, so you don't really get to understand or know who this artist is. So we're just kind of gonna sit here and just chit chat about what's been going on in our lives, and your musical artist career, how it's developing, and like stuff like that, and like what kind of goes on behind the scenes of like what's next. And I'm sure they're very curious about how things happen. And so one of the things that I guess we can kind of
I feel like I almost need to hold the mic. This stand is really bad. Yeah.
You wanna like,
you know what? I know how to fix it.
Okay.
I'm sorry to those who are listening right now. You're probably gonna hear like some like noises.
we can cut it. Yeah.
Okay. But I noticed that making this short actually kind of helps.
Yeah.
With the stability of it for some reason.
Is it better?
Okay, yeah, that's much better.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not like sinking. I feel like my face shows a little bit more too.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we back?
Yes.
Okay,
we
cool.
are back.
Yeah, so by the time this podcast has come out, the Shooting Star is out already.
Yeah.
And so we can kind of talk about it and
for sure.
what that was like, I guess. Because you asked me to feature on this song, and we kind of went through it, and I guess we can tell them what that process is kind of like.
Yeah.
How we go about doing this whole ordeal and stuff.
Right.
So you record all the music here in the States,
right,
and then you send it off to a team in Korea to get it polished up and everything for release and stuff. So in that process, you've grown a lot, like your songwriting, your gear, and like just everything as an artist. So that's really cool to see as your friend, and like just someone that's like kind of seen it from the beginning, just like transform.
Yeah.
And it's been only like 3 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, before dive into, it's been like, it was a long,
less than a year. Yeah.
So a lot has happened since then, and like, I guess, I mean, you went to Korea, you went back.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that you had to like learn and like, go through, and now like your demos also sound like pretty freaking polished.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. Like,
it did. Although I gotta say, shout out to you on that one though, because I learned a lot from you. Because when I first started this whole thing, I didn't even really know what I was doing, like in terms of like how to get the sound I wanted. Like I knew like songwriting, like that's fine, right? But like the whole recording process in itself was still so new to me, and I was like, I don't know how to make anything sound anything. So I just like just destroyed it in Reverb, and dude, I had no idea what plugins were, like or anything like that. So yeah, I learned a lot, and it's really cool to like what I did actually like a couple weeks ago was take a listen to my old demo, and then a demo that I've recently created, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like I seen the progress, and it's one of those things where I didn't notice it. Like I was like, oh, I feel like I'm just at the same level. But seeing that, it's like, oh, cool, I'm learning.
Mhm.
Like I'm glad. Like at least I'm not like plateauing.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. No, you're not. Like, you're definitely like growing so quick. Like I'm not. I had some experience in recording before, and so that obviously helped us like move quicker through this process.
Right.
But you picked things up really quick, just from watching me, I guess, work.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would like work on like recording for Dive In. We did like an all-nighter basically.
Dude, that was crazy. I still
Yeah.
can't believe we got that done.
Yeah, it was.
That's like right before I left for Korea, I think.
Yeah, we were trying to
Yeah.
cram. Like it seems
Yeah.
pretty professional out there, but we were
Yeah.
back here like trying to get things done quick as possible because this is
Yeah.
not our full-time gig yet, and like
Yeah.
we're just trying to build up a platform and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it's a process and it takes time.
Yeah, for sure.
So like it's like a grind. It's a passion project for sure.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It's one
Yeah.
of those things where like even if we don't see the return quite yet,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where like if you love it so much, I feel like you just end up chasing it. Like
Yeah.
you have to.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a creative and you as yourself as a creative, like you understand that it's like you have like it's one of those things where I don't know, it's like it's just in our like
Mm-hmm.
the way in our DNA, I guess. It's just like I can't imagine myself just sitting at a desk
Yeah.
at a 9 to 5 for
Yeah.
the rest of my life. You know,
Yeah.
it's just not me,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And I feel like you understand that as a creative as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, most of my life decisions are around that fact, and I'm like, I gotta make my own way, kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, like I think as I'm seeing you sort of like now, your demos sound a lot more polished. Like you did that cover of Justin Bieber Holy, and you uploaded that.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, we communicate pretty like frequently.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We're like.
We're pretty on top of it. I
Yeah.
feel like. Yeah.
So you send me like pretty much a demo when it's ready.
Yeah.
Any progress, we go back and forth pretty quick.
Yeah.
And when you sent it to me, I was at the gym, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, like I had an idea of what your demos sound like before.
Right.
And I wasn't trying to like say it's bad or anything,
Yeah,
but I was gonna be like, I wasn't expecting what you gave me.
Right.
And I was like, yo, what the heck is that? Like,
Yeah.
that's so much better than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
Sound quality wise,
Right.
like your voice has always been there, but it's just like, when did you do that?
Yeah. It's funny because I'm learning how to use these plugins now, and I think it's like from either watching you or just even watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where it's like people out there probably think I have like I have all the knowledge and I have it all together. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy knows what he's doing. But it's like, no, I'm putting the hours of research
Yeah.
and time to be like, okay, how do I make my sound
Yeah.
like my sound
Yeah.
kind of thing. So it started from like learning how to like add like reverb and delay like well on there, and then it went to like EQing it properly in terms of like frequency wise,
Right.
and then putting like de-essers in there, and then all of a sudden it just sounded like the way that Holy sounded on there, and I was like, I'm a little bit more critical when it comes to my work, so I was like, oh, it just sounds like any other demo, but when I showed it to other people, like including you, and even like the feedback I got from my friends after I uploaded, they're like, it sounded like really good. They were like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's such a good reminder to have where it's like, oh, okay, I'm so glad. Because in my head, I'm so critical of myself that I think I'm stagnant. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm not like, dude, I'm getting nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's so encouraging to hear people like tell me that I'm getting better, and it's like, okay, like this has like there's something there that I'm reaching. It's like, okay, I'm at least going towards a goal.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I'm running towards it
Yeah.
instead of feeling like I'm running in a circle kind of thing. Yeah.
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 Okay. No, that's great. I like to. That's a humble sort of answer that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good, humble beginnings, I guess I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
I guess we can switch gears more since we talked about this release. And we also have like a live performance coming up.
Yeah,
which
I'm
is kind
excited
of cool.
about that. Yeah.
That's the first time you're going to pretty much premiere your music.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, there is a lot of stuff in store.
There is.
We can't spoil anything, but there is a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you leaked a couple things here and there, but like it's a lot more than that.
The response was actually like wild to me that people were like so excited for it. And the fact that like sometimes I only showcase them once. And then people will ask me by the name of the title, and I only like show it once or twice. They're like, "Oh, when's that song coming out?" I'm like, "You remember that song?" Like, and it's not like I do lives every day, you know. It's like I'll do lives like, you know, every couple weeks or a week, you know, or sometimes even like a month. And the fact that people remember that, it's like, yeah. So shout out to you guys. Like, you guys are the real ones, really. I wouldn't really be here without them. Like, if I don't have listeners willing to listen to my music or hear what I have to say, you know.
Shout outs to your, you have
my
a fan
Morts.
name. Yeah, you have a fan named Morts.
To my Morts. Like, no, for real though. Like, I'm so, I think really going through this journey has made me realize how special they are to me, because I'm like I'm actually literally nothing without them, right? Like, what is a artist, or what is a like social media figure, or whatever you're trying to be? Like, who are you if you don't have influence, right? And if you don't have people that are listening to you, then you're just sound, right?
No, for sure.
Like, but the fact that these people are willing to give me their time, like, I'll be on live for 2 hours. I have people stay for like, obviously there's a lot of people who come and leave, and they'll listen to a couple of minutes and leave, and that's fine. But like, there's people that like stay there the whole time. I'm just like, you're willing to give me like 2 hours of your day just like that?
Right.
Like,
that's
hear me
crazy.
babble in front of a phone. Like, that's wild to me. But like, it's because of these people that makes me want to chase the dream harder, because I'm like, oh, like, I have people listening to me. Like, I want to be able to do the best I can for them. You know?
No, for sure. I completely. That's awesome. And you got influence. Well, first of all, let's talk about your influences. Who are your top 3 influences when it comes to music?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
like,
I kind of know most of these, but
yeah. So right off the bat, everyone knows. Mr. JB, Justin
Mr. JB.
Bieber. Yeah, Justin Bieber. Huge fan of just his style. I guess his like tonality and like his songwriting and stuff is just like, I feel like a lot of his songs sometimes are very raw, especially his new stuff. They're very raw to the feeling, and I think he addresses a lot of issues that a lot of people don't really like to talk about in songs. Or like the way he expresses love is just very unique and different. Yeah. And I love it. Like the wordage he uses and stuff like that. So anyway, he's a really big influence.
He's also Christian.
Yeah.
As, you know, and which is a really cool place to come from, because you yourself, I mean us, like practice.
I don't know if I shared this to like the people. I think I shared it to you though, where I went to his concert, and this man just proclaimed like the name of Jesus and in front of like, you know, 50, 60,000 people. Not everyone's going to be Christian, you know, there's people, you know, from around town, like everywhere. I don't even know where to come. I mean, I live in Virginia, and I traveled all the way down to North Carolina to watch the dude, you know, so I'm sure there's other people that came from other states too. And it's the fact that he can just boldly be like, hey guys, like, Jesus loves you, and he's like the King of Kings, he's the Lord of Lords, like, you need him, like, like, you know, we can't do this life without him. And it was in that instant when like he instantly almost like became like such an influential figure in that point, because I was like, you don't have to be a Christian singer to be the hands and feet for God, you know, for Jesus. And so seeing that, I was like, oh, I can use my music and God can use me, and it doesn't always have to have the words God and Jesus to glorify Him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's like people always said that all the time. They're like, yeah, you don't have to be a Christian singer to be, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a singer that's Christian,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, I said yes, like yeah, of course, of
Mm-hmm.
course. I never understood that until that moment. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like this is
Yeah.
like, I think that gave me a lot more purpose to my
Gotcha.
music.
Call back to his album Purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that song.
No, I'm a big fan of Justin Bieber
Yeah.
too, and no, his latest Justice.
Hmm.
Yeah, like all the songs on there,
Yeah, dude, so
really great.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all over my playlist and stuff.
yeah, dude. I
Especially,
downloaded that whole album.
yeah,
I still listen to it like
regularly.
regularly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just so good. I think it's one of my
great.
favorites.
No, he's a great artist, and I think what elevates himself is that he does proclaim what he believes in,
Yeah,
which is really bold in today's society
Yeah.
and world. So I think that and him being an influence on you has also, because a lot behind the scenes happens, and so like
right.
I see the ups and the downs for our relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not our relationship, but like the stuff going around,
Yeah.
and we like we have a lot of talks,
Right.
and oftentimes we just come back to what are we doing this for,
Mhm.
and like what you believe in,
Yeah.
and like we end up just coming back to the root of everything. And I think even if we don't achieve exactly what we're looking for, sometimes it comes back to like our faith, and
Right.
just sort of like we're just gonna keep going, and we don't really
Right.
know exactly because
Yeah.
we can't control anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we often come back to that, and like there's been some difficult times, and obviously there's going to be more, but like we see the picture sort of drawing itself over the
Right.
past couple months, and
Yeah.
already the second release, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy,
Yeah, dude, time went by really quick. We have 59 minutes before the release. That's wild to
Yeah.
me, dude.
Exactly, and we're
Um,
sitting here talking about it.
Yeah. Dude, this whole process or this whole journey is mind blowing. I think like sitting right now and talking about it is making me realize it a little bit more. I think I was so lost in the busyness of trying to get everything done. And sitting here actually talking about the release, like talking about it, I'm just like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, and it's not even that I'm like a big star. Like, I'm just a local artist at this point. I mean, I can't even say local. I guess I'm like, low key artist. Like, I'm an underground artist that not a lot of people know, but like I'm chasing it. I'm doing it, and it's like I would have never imagined myself doing this like even a year ago.
For sure.
Or like if you told me even a couple years ago, they're like, "Oh yeah, I could do this." I'd be like, "Dude,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, man?"
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unrealistic, but it's so cool to see it happen before my own very eyes. Like the fact that people are like are anticipating this release.
Yeah.
Like this is just my original, it's not like it's a song that I just wrote. Like I don't know if this makes sense to you guys. It just blows my mind that someone's willing to listen to me.
Yeah. No,
Like,
I
yeah.
totally get that. Like, yeah, like because I released a couple of songs before
Right.
too, and it's just like, I don't really like it.
I wanted to mention that, but I didn't know if it was like off topic or not. So I was like,
No. Yeah, no, I just released a couple of songs, just
Yeah.
2 songs officially, but
Yeah.
I just do it for fun, and like,
Yeah.
it's not my, like, I want to become an artist or anything, but it's like an outlet for
Right.
me. Just like one of the things that I like to do.
I don't think I've ever told you this, but you're actually also one of my really big influences
Really?
on my music
What?
journey. And let me break it down as
Okay.
to why. Because when you released your first debut song, I was just in awe. Like not because like you released a song, but it was like it was catchy and it was good, and I didn't know you did music like that, and you did it behind the scenes. Like you never posted about that you were doing music. You just did everything behind the scenes, and then you just came out with it. And he came out with like a really good song, like a really catchy song. And I was like, I was like, dude, if I don't know, I didn't know like really anything about like songwriting or recording. Like I knew very basics, like, but I didn't know the details of it. And I was like, dude, I want to do that. I want to do that. And I guess that's when I kind of just started roughly recording, and then I gave up in the process of it because I didn't know what I was doing. It sounded horrible, and I was like, never mind, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stick to. I was like, I'll stay in my own lane. I'll stick with like leading worship live. I don't know how to do recordings or anything. So yeah, you're actually a really big influence. I just didn't, and like I never told you because it kind of just slipped my mind. But like, yeah, you're also one of the influences of why I wanted to get back into songwriting and like recording music and get into it because I saw you do it.
I appreciate that,
and I was like, dude, that's so cool.
Oh, that makes me feel good. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, but well, actually, we can talk about how we kind of come together to work together in the first place, right?
Yeah, it's we have a very long history actually, and we worked together for a very long time.
Yeah. We met,
obviously there's gaps between,
right.
but yeah.
I think we met in 2017. Yeah, and towards the end of that. Yeah, fall semester.
Yeah, we met because me and you were both in a project called I Am, which was a Christian organization that a friend of a Nuna of ours started. And
or did she start it?
She's the founder. Yeah, she started it years before we joined.
Okay.
Like she started when she was back in high school.
Wow, that's crazy.
And so it was a thing that was going on for years and years and years, and I didn't even know that until like much later on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I know that she brought you along, and I remember I think she was telling me, she was like, yeah, there's another Korean American that's joining, and I was like, oh, what? I was like, word, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I was the only Korean American there. It was all like 유학생 there.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's cool. And you came, and I don't remember how we hit it off, but we got really close really fast.
Yeah, no, from my perspective, I went to one of the meetings. So it's a college ministry.
Yeah.
And we were, meeting to discuss about a worship night that we were planning.
Right.
So that was the reason why we were meeting.
Okay.
When I got to the meeting, I remember we were singing "The Heart of Worship" by Matt Redman. Matt Redman.
Yeah.
And everyone was singing in Korean. And then I heard one voice that was singing in English. And I was like, yo, who is this guy singing in English? Right? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this is so weird. Like, not weird, but like, like I want to know who it is.
Yeah.
But we were all closing our eyes. And I was just like, is it weird? So I like peeked through my eyes, I was just like, who is this? Who is this? And it was just like, I couldn't tell who it was because you were looking down, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, eventually I got to the point where it's like, oh, you looked up and you were singing English. And I was like, oh, huh? And then later, and then she was like, the Nuna was like, what is it? Introducing both of us to each other.
Yeah.
I'm pretty shy. You're not.
Yeah, I'm a super extrovert.
Yeah, I'm a super introvert.
Right.
I'm an INFP, and
I'm an ENFJ.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that actually. Well, like my close friends do, but not like everyone in the face of the planet. I don't think.
Well, now everyone knows your personality, MBTI. But yeah, so I think I was pretty shy, but yeah, we kind of, hit it off because, we both speak English. We were both from the same area, Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
And we live literally 5 minutes from each other, and we didn't know that.
I don't know if you remember this conversation, but You did class with my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it still scars me to this day because it was the worst class I've ever taken in high school.
What was it, Latin?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
My brother didn't like it either, though.
No, but he was. Your brother's so smart, and I never studied Latin. I got in that class because it's a long, complicated story, but I didn't take Latin for like a couple years.
Okay.
And then I had to take it to get my advanced diploma.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then I got in that class and I knew not a single word of Latin.
Oh, no. Okay.
And I was like, I'm not determined to do this. And so the whole year, I'm not saying I cheated. I didn't cheat. I just got through it. But your brother did sit right behind me, and I was like, bro, everybody probably thinks I'm a freaking idiot. Like the teacher even gave up on me, and I was just like,
oh no.
I was just like, this is the most stressful. Like I swear to you, like I did not choose to be here. Like I don't want to be here right now. But
dude, my brother is super smart. I want to say he got the brains in the family. But do you know what's super unfair?
What?
He also has the music side and the creative side.
He played drums.
Yeah. And he's like so much of a better musician than I am too. So I'm just like, dude, how come you get both? Like, what the heck? That's not fair. What the heck?
No.
But
dude,
that's
put
funny,
down
man.
like that.
Yeah. But
no, you're very talented. No. But different instruments, guys.
Different instruments.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did we get here?
I went to. How do we get to your brother? Your brother had class with me. Where did we get that from? Northern Virginia. Yeah, so we live like 5 minutes from each other, and like we didn't even know until we got here to college. So we got to that point, and then we hung out a lot, and eventually got pretty close.
We ate a lot.
Yeah, we ate out a lot. At that time, I was actually vlogging.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember that Philly cheesesteak place?
Yeah, that place closed down a long time ago.
I know. I miss that place. It was really good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it was good.
For those of you guys don't know, I have ADHD. So my mind just goes everywhere. This is why, even with that topic...
Oh, we couldn't retrace.
Yeah, we couldn't retrace it because I probably went like 20,000 steps.
No, but that's good. That's good. It's interesting topics that we can talk about.
Yeah, my brain never stops.
But on that note too, at the time, one thing that like caught me off guard was like, I think she said the Nuna, the leader of the I Am, was like, oh, he's like Instagram famous, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, she said that?
No, as a joke.
Okay,
He's like, yeah, he's like Instagram famous and stuff, just like in a Korean playful way. Yeah. And I was like,
I miss
okay,
her.
yeah. I didn't like understand what she meant. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, you should follow him, and I was like, okay. And so like I did, and I legit.
Out to her.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, when I first discovered you on Instagram, I didn't realize who you were, or like I didn't know anything. It was just like a dude in a meeting, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like,
how are you supposed to know, right?
I know. And then, so that's when we figured out. Well, I get that. That you were.
I think I know where we're going with this.
That you were Bobby's cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy because I was a big fan, and I still am, of Bobby. And a lot of my friends were too, or are. Were. And I was like, wait, what? Like, this made no sense to me because I didn't want to sound like a fanboy, in my head.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But like, that kind of like was strange to me because I was in that starstruck mode for a second. But then I got to, just like learn more about you and like what your sort of thing was. So yeah, talk to me about like what basically, I guess we can start off with like.
Wait, I just want to say, do you know, it actually still blows my mind till this day that my cousin's famous.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what that feeling is.
like, okay, so like, I know that he's famous, right?
Yeah.
But like, he's like A tier famous. You know, he's like an A-list celebrity.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
And that blows my mind that like that he and I are related. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, we're like close too. So it's like we're closely related. And it's like, wait, what? Like, yeah, it just like, it still doesn't make sense to me. Like, I still can't wrap my mind over it. That like I get it, but it's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I would.
So even like to me, even to this day, sometimes it's like, oh, I think it's because I forget that he's Bobby most of the times. Like, I really view him as my cousin.
Yeah.
So when I'm reminded that he's Bobby, I'm just like, oh yeah, like this dude's like top just A-tier list celebrity, like just killer rapper, like respected in the Korean like music industry. And it's like, whoa, that's my cousin. Yeah. No. It's like, it's really cool.
I think that's big props to that though. That's like, to him, like he's really made a name for himself in Korea
and for himself too. Like, that's what. And me and my friends talk about this, or me and his friends, I guess, that he introduced, that became, anyways. Like, the dude has like insane amount of luck. Whatever the dude says just happens. Like, my friend was telling me a story, that like when Bobby was younger, and like people doubted him a lot, right there. Like, I mean, like, it's hard to become a celebrity, man.
For sure.
It's hard to become an artist, especially at the level that Bobby is at right now. Like, that doesn't just happen to everyone. You know? And like, the man has like the skill to prove it, but I feel like he also has like luck on his side too, because whatever he speaks of, like, happens. And I say this because I remember I was hearing a story of like a guy, like an ajashi was telling him, he's like, before he went to like YG, and it was like, oh, like, it's hard out there, like, you're not gonna make it. And he was like, oh, like, don't worry, I'll show you one day, I'm gonna make it.
Oh man.
And the dude made it. And I was like, dude, what?
No way.
But like, stuff like that is just like, dude, like, but I mean, as his cousin, I know the amount of effort and the time that he puts into his work. Like, he's not just Bobby for a reason, you know? Like, he didn't just, it's not just luck that he's like, he wants to show me the money. He proved it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that took years and years of practice. And dude, it's crazy that, that he's my cousin. It still blows my mind.
I know. I don't mean, I don't know. Because I don't know what that feels like. But, no, like, that's super cool. And like, I remember way before like meeting you or like any connection to him or anything like that, watching Show Me the Money when I was in like high school. And just seeing like how cool this guy was. And the fact that he was like from America, that kind of made me want to rep him a lot more. You know what I mean? It's from our hometown. Yeah, exactly.
Like, Fairfax.
And like, I remember going to school and a lot of like Korean Americans would be talking about him and like super fans of him. And I was like, he's from here? Like, you know what I mean? That's so cool.
Yeah, no, dude, it was really weird because a lot of like, even youngs, like people that were older than me, like hit me up, be like, dude, can you get me like your cousin's autograph? Like, dude, can you tell him I'm like a huge fan? And like, they would like bump his music in the car, like Ka or like Younger Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think it was. No, I'm not gonna get canceled and like forget. So but you know, the four that like Looking for Love and Kado Oligo Bounce. But yeah, like people were bouncing that song. Like, and I was like, dude, that's my cousin. Like, people are listening to my cousin. Like, I would go to restaurants and I would hear his songs. I'd be like, dude, Gurteji is playing my cousin's song. Like, what in the world is going on?
That's crazy.
And it blew my mind because I was like, dude, my cousin's so famous. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah. He won that before even debuting.
I think that also just proves like how hard he like worked for that.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
He was hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, he still is hungry, but like
He was
just
like 17.
Yeah, yeah. He was like super young. He was just hungry for it, and he was like, "Nah, dude, I'm gonna make it work." So props to him, dude. Just like his fire for that.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
man. He's Bobby for a reason.
Yeah, no, for sure. And coming from that too, I think there's a lot of positives towards, you know, being obviously like having that person to look up to and like or kind of like have, you know, communication with. Like you can have more intimate relationship. Yeah. And like I know you guys are really close on that level. But also like it does come with like reality of like forming your own image sometimes. So do you want to like talk about like, what that's like for you, I guess?
I feel like for the longest time, I lived in his shadow, and I was okay with it at one point. And I think it was because like it was one of those things where he was such a big star, and I was like, oh, like I'll never, like even if I try, I'll never get to his level anyways. I was like, I'll just live as Bobby's cousin. Like that's such a cool title. I was like, whatever, dude. Like I want to do music too, but like I'll never be on his level. And I was like, yeah, I'll just live as Bobby's cousin. So I like molded that into myself. So people would ask me, like I would almost like identify myself as his cousin at one time instead of like my own music kind of thing. Where it's like, oh, like, like people would like, it's funny because people would find out I'm Bobby's cousin before like what my passion was. And I think because of that question, I ended up just tailoring it towards that. And I think because at one point I felt like people were just interested in me because of my cousin.
Yeah.
Like, not that like a lot of people like some people wanted to use me because of that, or like they want to get close to him or something.
Right.
And so I felt like I was living in a shadow where it's like, oh, Jiho's Bobby's cousin. It wasn't even like Jihu. Like I'm known as Bobby's cousin. It's like I didn't even have a name. Like I didn't even have the name Jihu or Julian. So it's like people would just introduce me. Like it wouldn't be like, oh hey, this is Jihu who happens to be Bobby's cousin. It's like, oh have you met him before? He's Bobby's cousin. You know what I mean? Like do you know? Like it's still subtle things where it's like, oh have you met him? He's Bobby's cousin. Oh Bobby's Hachun, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Or like view his Instagram, like you'll see Bobby on there. Like, you know, like I was identified as Bobby's cousin.
Right.
And I think I was okay with that at one point. And then I came to the realization that like I think this is the one question. He was like, there's this Hyung. I didn't even like him too much. It was at a retreat. He's like, so what are you good at? And I was like, nothing, I guess. I don't know what I'm good at.
Dang.
Like, yeah, I don't know. And he was like, what do you mean you don't know? I was like, I literally don't know. I don't know what I'm good at. I just identified as that thing, and I was like, that's good enough for me. And yeah. And then as I got older, I started kind of like wanting to chase my own dreams. I'm like, I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to live under someone's shadow anymore. Like, I want to do music. I love music. I make music. Like, I was like, I should just be myself.
Yeah.
And just do it. And yeah, so I just did it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but it was I think it was a necessary period in my life for me to find who I am right now. I don't think I would be the person I am right now if I didn't go through that.
Yeah.
And I think through that I was able to find it. And I think through that I was able to find confidence in myself, where it's like, okay, like, yeah, you know, I might never get to his level. Like, that's always the goal, right? You know, you want to be able to spread your music like that too, and have some, and you know, be a positive influence to that many people through, you know, your music and and people hearing wanting to hear what you want to say. And I might never be able to get to that level, but it's the fact that like I don't want to regret this, and I want to at least start it and try it out.
Yeah.
And I think I talked to you a lot about it, where it's like, dude, I'm so scared to try this because I'm scared of failure. But I was like, I think it was necessary, and I think every part of that step of being in almost Bobby's shadow was necessary for me to find my own light.
Yeah. No, that's super honest, and like, thank you for sharing all that. Like, that's probably something that you've had to carry, like a burden for so long. And like, you can't really like honestly just announce something like that. You know what I mean? It's like a thing you have to sort of, not a lot of people really have to go through. You know what I mean? That's a very unique situation.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love him, and I love being his cousin. I think it was just where my heart was at, you know, and I think that's what made it toxic almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a unique scenario that I don't think a lot of people can say that they have. But like, I say this, but there's also a lot of good sides to it. I talked about a lot of like the negatives, but there's so many good sides to it, especially like now, like, because we're both songwriters and we both make songs, so like we share each other's songs and we'll give each other feedback. And yeah, like, as much as that was a con, I think there's more pros to it than cons. But yeah, I think that was one of like the biggest identity crisis I've had in my life, though.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Like, that's something, like, as I was working with you, like, I could feel like it's hard to navigate for sure, because like, you care about him so much as your family. He's like family first before anything. But at the same time, it's like if you decide to do something else, right, not an artist, like it wouldn't really be a problem at all. Right. But then you getting closer and closer to your passion, it could obviously clash. And you want obviously your own identity at that point, because that's important. You don't want people to be fans of you just because, you know, of that fact. And no, but I think you're doing a really good job with that. And you're definitely like focusing a lot more on what you love to do, and you're putting in the time. And even though, like, you know, you debuted not that long ago, you've definitely achieved a part of that for sure, from my perspective, being here a lot. Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, I just think as long as, you know, your fans and everyone knows, you know, where your heart is in that, I think they'll totally see where you're coming from, obviously. So yeah, I think that's super cool. Thank you for sharing all that.
If I get canceled for this, I might cry. Dude, cancel culture's
there's,
real, man.
There's no way you can. Would you say that you could be canceled?
I don't know. They'd be like, "How dare you even name one con of Bobby of iKON? How dare you?"
It wasn't a con. It was more about you.
It was more like a me kind of thing. He did nothing wrong. Like, it was just a me thing.
He's so supportive of you, and like,
no, dude, his support has blown my mind, though. And like his member, like Tonghyuk, like, yeah, like, I mean, obviously over the years we've grown closer, and closer. But it's like, I don't know, just the fact that a couple A-list celebrities would just shout me out on their like Instagram, like that's
super cool.
No, super like 감동.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we can like kind of switch gears and just sort of like talk about maybe what's coming up. Just like hint at it a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, we have a lot of things in the works right now.
Right.
And some exciting things.
Right.
So we don't have like a specific, well, I don't want to say that either. Let's see. We have another surprise single that could be dropping.
Right.
In the next, well, we're working really hard on it right now. There's no specific deadline at the moment that we have.
Right.
But I will tell you guys that you will really love this next release.
I want to say that is the best song I wrote so far.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I think, like, am I allowed to disclose this? Like, I showed it to like Bobby and Hannah and like just a bunch of people, dude, because I just wanted feedback. Because I like fell in love with like my own song, and it doesn't like
happen very often.
Like happen very often where because I critique my work a lot, but like it's the one song that everyone was like, dude, like even like Hannah texted me, she was like, what? She's like, you got better since the last time I saw you, and I only saw you like a month ago.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm really excited for people to hear it. I think it's the one that shows my like who I am right now the most. Like how much, like my like level of songwriting and yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a surprise release that we can't really. There's no release date, but we can say maybe within the next couple months, it's definitely going to be.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, out, and just look forward to that.
Yeah.
There's. We operate sort of like we work really hard in a like condensed amount of time.
Yeah.
Like just
we get a lot
all-nighters.
done though.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
for sure.
Yeah, we get a lot done.
Yeah. And I mean, kind of like we can walk through it a little bit on
Right.
how that might happen. But yeah, so like kind of we record everything in-house here, and like he has his own little studio.
Right.
And I kind of come in as like I don't even know what to say, like an engineer or like a
Dude, this dude is like a MacGyver. He does everything.
a pre-mixer or something.
This dude does this everything. Like he's like a recording producer. Like he helps me on like ad libs I could have probably never even thought
Hey,
of.
shout outs to Dive In. Yo, I'm featured with the hey part. Wait, is it the hey?
Oh wait, you are part of the song now that I think about it. Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
Diving with me, you see young I go.
Hey, that's me, guys.
Dude, that is him. Yeah. He pulled it off really well because my hey was like, hey. And
No,
it's just like, hey.
I just want to shout myself out for being in that song, guys.
So I guess he's been in both songs.
Yeah, I've been here the whole way.
Wow, but that's so funny. I completely forgot about that for a second.
Yeah.
But dude, our song releases in 28 minutes.
That's crazy. It's about to happen.
Yeah, we need to get ready for that.
We will. So we're gonna just wrap it up in the next like 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see. Where were we? So like, yeah, we record everything in house, and pretty much we just go ham for like a couple days.
Yeah.
Just like freaking recording, and like, I mean, we're pretty hard on ourselves too during this process of like, we're kind of perfectionists on this.
Yeah.
And from there, like all the recording is pretty much done, and like we're happy with it.
Right.
And I get a demo like all mixed up. It's not official like song quality yet because I'm not that level, but I'm okay enough to like get us a sample where we can like play it in the car and like we know what it might sound like.
I think you make a solid demo.
Thank you, sir.
That like we can send off to engineers as references. Like I think you're really good at capturing like what we're trying to get.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did a really good job with Shooting Star and even
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, and then you send it off.
Yeah, and then I send it off to Korea.
Yeah.
And really from there, it's really out of my hands almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I have somewhat of a control because I can kind of try to steer them the best way that I can. But more than anything, they're so good at what they do. It's
For
like
sure.
I really don't even need to do much. Like, all I have to do is steer them the way I need them in the beginning, and then they really just take care of it after that.
Yeah.
Like Shooting Star, I remember when the mastered version came back, and I was like, dude,
It's a
this
lot.
sounds really good.
Yeah. I remember like listening to my version and then listening to the master of that one, and I was like, bro, my sound's disgusting right now.
I didn't know how important the mastering was.
Yeah,
and
no,
I was like,
it's-
holy moly.
It's like the icing on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you need that
Yeah.
to identify as a cupcake.
I feel like the mix is almost like the base, like where it's like the cake part, and the mastering is really the icing, where it's like it really
Exactly.
depends on.
Just kind of wraps everything around.
Yeah,
into,
it
like,
makes
a nice
it
blanket.
finishes it off. Yeah.
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 So that's kind of like the basic process. It's very condensed, but like that's how we go about things. And together we like brainstorm on a lot of ways we can promote.
Yeah.
Because you are an independent artist, which is very difficult.
Right.
If you don't have a label backing you up, you know what I mean? So you're independent, so you're basically like funding yourself to do all of these projects, and it's definitely like I mean, it's super fun for me because as a creative director, like I love to like do stuff like this. I love like finding more ways you can interact with your fans, and just like it's super fun to like think of concepts, you know, like the carousel, like magazine stuff. Like that's my favorite thing to do. Cool. Like just like write stories and like make up stuff that probably never would happen. Like
no, but honestly, shout out to you though the most, because this journey wouldn't even be where it's at if it wasn't for you.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like it would be really like set back, like a lot. But like I'm really here where I'm at, also because of you. So yeah, dude, like shout out to you. Thank you for
no,
even,
I'm not trying to.
like,
I'm not trying to fish for compliments here, guys. Like,
no,
that's not me.
This is the man to go to. Like I'm telling you guys right now, I wouldn't as much as important as my morts are and how crucial they play a factor into it. I think you play almost an equal amount of like importance to that. Like I really wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know. That's so hard to accept that kind of high praise, but thank you for allowing me to just like do. I mean, like it's a two-way street for me. Like, I remember like coming to you, you know, because you announced that you wanted to do a project.
Yeah.
And I remember like we would do so many things before together. And it just like so happened that timing worked out that I was doing my own thing where I had the ability to like kind of schedule things out.
Right.
And I was kind of looking for a new venture to sort of, you know, continue my craft. And you were like, yeah, it's just kind of falling in my hands right now. And then I was like, so you want to like work in you know, a partnership kind of way, and we can kind of see where this goes. And it's just like it's like two friends just like having fun, kind of making stuff happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, like making stuff is just fun always for me. Yeah. But I need something to make it for.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm so glad that like you're just willing to like invest in me like that though, because it's a lot of time and it's a lot of work. Like even this, like, you know, it takes time out of your personal day to do it.
Yeah. No, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't really see it like that. I see it more like, you know.
I mean, I view this more as like us just chilling. Like,
no,
like
this
we're
is
making
like super,
content, but like this is really chill. I really like doing this kind of stuff.
I know.
This is really fun.
Because we always talk anyways.
Yeah.
Like, we talk a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just kind of bringing people closer to you as an artist and as just a person.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's one of the most important things you can do for your fans. And I was just like, man, if I was a fan, I would want to know some of these things, right? And I get to have the inside scoop, obviously, because I'm next to you doing these things. And like, we're talking like every day. But I'm like, man, there are some things that I wish the other people could really see. You know, you have such a, you know, big heart, and you have a message you want to send sometimes. And like, you have struggles that you say you want to, you know, have other people relate to. Yeah. And you're just like that excites me because there's a story to tell and people that want to hear it. And I'm like, I can do this. You know, there's an opportunity to let that shine. Yeah. No, so
you're really making my dreams. You're helping my dreams come true.
Thanks. Yeah. That's really high praise there.
But for real though,
come on.
But, you know,
I swear we don't like talk like that all the time.
We don't like talk like that. I probably never told them that ever in my life.
This might be the first time I told them. But anyways, we are probably gonna end this here. because we have a release to get to. But by that
Yeah.
time, by the time this releases,
Yeah, by the time you guys see it, it's probably
it
already
will
out.
be out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hopefully you guys give it a lot of love. And yes, just, do you want to say anything on behalf of this release to your fans and just anyone watching?
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm being like really real, and I talked to you about this, I'm really worried about how Shooting Star will do compared to Dive In, just because Dive In was my debut song. It's one of those things where you guys don't know what I sound like yet. You guys don't know what kind of music I make. So even if you don't like my kind of music, you came just to see what I'm about.
Yeah.
So I'm really worried about how this release will do, but I'm also, even if it doesn't do well, like I'm so grateful that there's at least a couple people that are willing to listen to it. And some of you guys have been DMing me, like anticipating this release. So this one's for you guys. Like, thank you for coming back and listening to my stuff. I really hope you guys enjoy it. This is one of my first originals that I wrote after my hiatus. So I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, I love this song. I hope you guys love it too.
That was great. So with that being said, I guess we want to make this a mini series, see where this goes. And we might do like a Q&A, have your fans ask questions,
Right.
get it directly from them, and not just assume like from me.
Yeah.
But no, this is super fun for us. So thank you for tuning in on this sort of like long form content, just to get to dive in a little deeper.
Dive in with me.
Exactly.
Young Hako.
Yeah, we gotta do a challenge one day.
Wait, what kind of challenge?
Like a TikTok challenge,
Oh, like,
what I'm saying? Dive in with me.
Ooh, TikTok Hako.
Oh, on the fly like that. Yeah, but thank you so much for joining us. But yeah, we'll see you guys very soon
in the next one. Hey, check out Shooting Star.
Shooting Star.
I forgot
how it goes.
Will you be my favorite shooting star? 하늘 보면 떠오른 너의 미소.
Hey.
Yeah, but anyways, check it out.
Check it out. All the links will be below.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.